Greetings, all you little Hulkamaniacs. Welcome back to the adventure of Anton Rayne and Suzerain. Stupid economy, stubbornly pain in the ass. It's going down again. We still have our budget deficit. What do we got? Support for the Anschraff anniversary. Will we go to this? The remembrance rally of the Anschraff anniversary is about to begin in Suzerain. The Blutish movement is holding their largest rally yet to display their demands and strength. Due to the activity of the BFF in the area, the security detail advises to take caution. The administration can go to Suzerain to support the event with or without an armored convoy, or not attended at all. As you may or may not remember from a previous episode, so the Anschraff thing was, long ago there was a Blutish carpenter or whatever peacefully protesting, and I believe he got murdered, and then Tarkin Soul's henchmen, whatever, came and committed a war, not a war crime, an atrocity where they shot a bunch of people. And so the Bloods celebrate this. Not that they got massacred, but they remember the sacrifice of Ashraf. The BFF is supposedly getting stronger in the area. That's the Blutish Freedom Front. We're going to attend, but we're not going with an armored convoy. I don't want to send that message. Either we should not go, or we just attend. We're going to attend. I intend to attend. On our way to Inner Suzerain, we stopped to meet with the local police chief, Ionis Fisher, to discuss how the abolishment of the zone was faring for the locals, since we got rid of the independent Bergian zone. The city had been of particular importance to the Blutish people ever since the Ism incident and the death of Watani Ashraf over 2 decades ago. Today, we were here to commemorate the anniversary of those events. The ceremonies were to be held in the aptly named Ism Square, several blocks away from Lake Seoul, in the sunken ruins of the village of Ism. That's where the war crime, domestic crime, happened. We entered the historic center in the presidential Qadiyya. The streets were littered with broken glass, and the walls defaced with graffiti. I sensed a heavy regional police presence. Our convoy could barely fit through the narrow streets, disrupting local traffic and creating noisy chaos, beep beep, in the usually tranquil city. Pedestrians stared at us with concern as we and our security forces drove towards the square. I must say that this was a good decision, sir. This will help ease tensions. I hope so, man. Oh, shit, man. I should have made you VP, because if I get assassinated, I don't want Elben Claven in charge. Well, you know what? This was my intention all along, Lucian, to try and get the Bloods to feel enfranchised, to decrease the violence and the inequality in the system. As expected, sir. We're almost there. I can hear the crowd now. I heard the chants, woo, woo, woo. Then the shouting from outside the street, don't you go out there! Lucian leaned closer to the window, listening to their voices. They seem to be chanting Yolak Bluderat. I believe that means free Bludia in Blutish, or something of that sort. A large crowd had assembled in the square. There were probably at least 10,000 people. Our vehicle came to a stop. My driver exited the vehicle and opened the door for me. The crowd before me had signs in their hands protesting my decision to centralize Bergia. We were greeted by Mansoon Leke. He's the leader of the independents in our Congress. There's maybe like 10 of them. I don't mean 10 Mansoon Lekes, but like 10 people in his, faction. He wore a coat over his suit, which was marked with the red and turquoise stripes of the Blutish movement's flag. He moved forward to greet us. Welcome to Suzerain, Mr. President. I'm gonna shake his hand and raise it in a display of unity. I held our clasped hands up so the crowd could see them. This is my man, Mansoon Leke. He voted for my constitutional reforms. I heard some applause from the crowd. Mr. Leke. Mr. Galad, welcome. Shall we move on to the sanctuary then? Oh. Let's go. We made our way to the Suzerain sanctuary, which stood at the end of the square. A much smaller replica of the arch sanctuary in Dire, the ancient building had a mystical aura emanating from its blackened walls. We entered the building through the ornamental large metal gates. It's like going to see Wonka. As we walked, the noise of the crowd faded out. Everyone fell silent for the ceremony. Thousands of candles were burning inside the sanctuary, one for each person that died in Ism. The red candle in the center was for Watani Ashraf, so if we get to talk, we probably shouldn't open with a joke. Mansoon gestured towards the candles. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Nobody briefed me. I'm not going to touch any of the candles. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I did not pick a candle. Instead, I let Mansoon lead the way. His face soured. He picked up a candle for Ashraf and started walking out. Many others followed suit, including us. Lucian, you didn't brief me on what I was supposed to do here. The atmosphere outside had completely changed. Not a single noise came from the crowd. I didn't want to doof it up. I guess I did anyway. And grab a candle that's supposed to be really sacred and just walk away with it. Slowly, we walked towards Ashraf's grave. On the way, hundreds of people joined us. Noticing I had no candle in my hand, someone in the crowd shouted at me, breaking the silence. Have respect for the dead! I'm gonna keep walking. It would have been nice if one of you, Lucian or Mansoon Leke, somebody had told me I was supposed to do that. How was I supposed to know? When we arrived, Mansoon lit the unlit candle above the grave. I turned around and realized the sheer amount of people who were following us. They were all looking at me, waiting to hear what I would say. Should I just complain about not knowing what to do with candles? I could say my fellow citizens. I could say free people of Bludia. I feel like that's gonna blow up in my face. Because, they have all the rights of a regular sword, but brothers and sisters, we are here to mourn Watani Ashraf and many others who have lost their lives. Let's just hope this isn't bad form making an impromptu speech. I am not standing before you today as president. I'm standing here as... Wait, should I say one of you or... No, I'm gonna applaud the people. They were brave men and women who only wanted to protect their land. Alright, I could make a unifying statement. We're one under the flag. I don't know if this is the time. Either I should say I'm angry about this, or say the administration will do its best to mend the wounds. You know, we're just gonna address it head on. I share your hatred and anger. I feel it too. I assure you, like a red-hot iron. It takes a long time for it to cool. But I look at the lost lives and think, what would they want? An old man from the crowd yelled, "He's right!" Hey, I won over one guy. You know, it's time to try and show them like we care. We must always stay together in the face of adversity, against all odds. I could say, hey, mistakes were made. I don't think I'm going to do that about something that was kind of genocidal. Yeah, you know, the government, they shot up a bunch of people. Shit happens. Nah. I can say, let this be a testament for our future. No. These people deserve to hear, you know, the Bludish Freedom Front isn't right. But the Bloods deserve to know and finally hear from the government that they were wronged. Sometimes when you're wronged, the thing you need to hear is the truth, admitted that you were wronged. As president, I, Anton Rayne, feel responsible and ashamed for the actions of my predecessors. Most of all, I feel the desperation to remove this black mark from our history. I could say thank you. I could say the responsibility falls on all of our shoulders. Or I could ask for their help. I'm going to ask for their help. I need help from each and every one of you to make this country a better place for everyone. I'm not going to say, are you with me? Because that's setting up for like a cricket moment. Right? And not to our unity. I'm just going to promise them some hope. Morning will come. I've released the political prisoners. I've gotten rid of the special zone. You're going to have more freedoms. I tried to do more with the Constitution. Morning will come. There was no reaction from the crowd. Only silence. Mansoon leaned in closer to me. I must admit, Mr. President, that was a good speech. Yeah, once in a while I don't fuck up. Just don't ask about the boy wonder that I hired to be vice president. Man, I just cannot win when it comes to picking VPs. Thank you, Mr. Leke. Thank you. He extended his hand to me for a handshake. I'm gonna give him a hug. Man, I've had such a hard time. You don't understand. Instead of going for a handshake, I spread my arms and hugged him. Suddenly, the whole crowd erupted in applause. They're like, he's crying because he believes in our cause. You don't know how many things have gone wrong for me lately. I just can't win. Parker Lewis can, though. Oh, thank you for this, Mr. President. I don't think the people of Suzerain will ever forget this. You have become the first and only president brave enough to come to Suzerain and pay respects to Suzerain victims. I hope this will be the start of a new era. The people fucking deserve it. Sol was awful to them. He murdered them. He massacred to them. And then our party was awful to them with Braun. And then the NFP was awful to them when Kroll was governor. Thank you. Lucien rushed over to me. Sir, it's time to go. We started making our way back to the convoy. Well done, sir. This will prove very useful in the upcoming elections. That's a plus. That's a plus. But hopefully it helps heal some of the divide. And hopefully it weakens also support for the Bluish Freedom Front and encourages support for the Bluish Workers' Party, who wants to work within the system. You know what, Lucien, I like you a lot, but not everything is about votes, my old friend. It's not? We entered our vehicles and started making our way back home from Suzerain. Well, until I read the newspaper, that went very well. That went very, very well. Let's go read the newspaper. It's got to be the Radical, the one that's always on my ass. Brotherhood of the People. President Rayne surprised the country with his attendance at the Ashraf anniversary. He joined the vigil alongside Mansoon Leke on the day Sordland remembers Watani Ashraf. He has delivered a heartfelt speech that resonated among the crowd. We hope that his words won't just stay as words. Long live the Brotherhood of the People. That's probably the best article we're ever going to get from the Radical, that they didn't shit on us. We take it. And what do we got going on in here? Under the law, we got a new reconciliation process. Look at that. We don't have any red modifiers when it comes to the law anymore. We have cleaned up so much in the shithole of a country. Reconciliation process. A new initiative has been launched by the Sordish government and Bluish leaders to ease tensions and promote reconciliation between the two sides. The initiative aims to create a ceasefire and encourage dialogue to address the historical grievances of the Bluish people and promote equal treatment under the law. They deserve nothing less. While progress has been slow, the initiative is seen as a positive step towards a more inclusive and harmonious society in Sordland. Wow, that went amazing. That went amazingly well. You know what? Fuck our own party. The more I have turned our back on the USP, the more freedom we have had to do things that help people. I wonder if Target Sol regrets that, because we're able now to use not only the bully pulpit of the presidency, but also in other cases the power of an excessively strong presidency to undo things he's done. You may have undone my constitution there, Mr. Sol, but I am going to try and undo your unjust society.